Now, look, we're going to wrap up here with our 2 recurring video segments. If you're listening to the pod, on iTunes or whatever, highly recommend pivoting to YouTube for this part of the podcast. All right, let's take a look at some of the underrated plays from this Rockets at Celtics game. And we see here off the back of an all right defensive possession from the Celtics, Marcus Smart gets the rebound, coming out in transition, and we see Al Horford set this sort of fake/not screen, immediately cuts to the basket, is wide open, Smart finds him for an easy bucket. Now, Al Horford has been looking great. That's just one part of it, but his 3 ball is also falling, and we see him flare out to the corner here as Marcus Smart gets off an almost impossible pass to a wide open Horford in the corner. Splash, 3 bomb, Al Horford is back. His 3-point shot is back. Imagine what that will do for our spacing. Another thing that is worth highlighting is Grant Williams' drive and kick game. If Grant Williams is driving and kicking the ball to open 3-point shooters, then we've got a lot to be thankful for here, as he does just that, finding Marcus Smart wide open for the 3. Let's talk about cutting off the ball, which is something that we've seen more recently in this Udoka offense. Marcus Smart sets the off-ball screen there for Tatum, who just cuts to it for a very easy wide open bucket under the hoop there. Amazing screen set there by Marcus Smart. Now we see Horford in transition, gets the ball to Tatum, and we're just going to take our time here, move the ball around the perimeter, and then we're going to post up Marcus Smart right there on the low post, and Tatum just sees this lane. He just times it perfectly, cuts in for, again, the almost wide open bucket, gets fouled by Daniel Tice and gets himself 2 free throws. Also great to see. Sticking with cutting off the ball, this is a shortcut really here by Schroeder, who just cuts into open space there as Smart gets the possession in the paint, and just not something that we would really see last year, so worth highlighting. Also got to highlight Time Lord's passing. We see him initially set the screen on the other side and roll to the middle of the paint. Tatum finds him perfectly in the middle there, and Time Lord just finds a wide open Romeo Langford for the wide open 3. Awesome vision by Time Lord. Jason Tatum is back. We see him here with the freeze the defender, spin move, and then use that length to get to the bucket, which is just amazing. And Tate is certainly not an incompetent defender by any means, so awesome move by Tatum to get the bucket there. Honorable mention, the Smart Time Lord connection. We see here, Smart barely gets the shot up, barely grazes rim, immediately regains possession, and just makes lemonade and finds Time Lord for the bucket, which was unfortunately waved off. We see Marcus Smart grabbing at the hamstring there. Hopefully he's okay. Worth highlighting though, because that was an incredible play. Got some energy going in the building, and all around just good to see. Before we wrap up, we are just going to get to the play of the game from this Rockets game. And of course, it's one Jason Tatum, and we see him coming down the court here in transition and sizes up his defender, rocking him to sleep. Fakes the penetration behind the back, step back J, splash. And that is not a shot that he's hitting 10 games ago, but now he's very hot. And I think we're going to see a replay here from another angle.
Watch that leg come up. This is like vintage from like his first season.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way that he rocks his defender to sleep and sort of fakes the drive and gets himself that space is amazing. Now, I had to get Jaylen Brown an honorable mention here. We talked about this play earlier in the podcast, but here we see him grab the rebound immediately out in transition. We've got those Jaylen Brown fast breaks back, despite the hamstring tightness. The Euro step, the left hand off the glass, right in front of old mate Daniel Tice. Amazing. You'll have to see it. And that was part of his huge 9-point run there.
His body control these last couple seasons is just unreal. Like,
it's nuts. It's
nuts.
nuts.
For all the excitement and enthusiasm I've had for Jaylen Brown since we drafted him, I did not expect this. I just didn't. Like, I expected I still expected him to be great. I expected him to be great in a different way. Like maybe more like a Jason Richardson was kind of great. But he is
Shout out Laura Bird. That's who we always compared him to.
I know.
Right? It's J-Rich. Yeah.
But he's so much more.